Guys, before you go on to this clip, please don't forget to press the subscribe button for more content like this. We post all our clips on this channel from the podcast. I know you're going to enjoy this quite a lot.
Matter of fact, this has been Pakistan's strategy with India for decades.
Is that a documented strategy?
It is a documented strategy.
Or can you infer that on this?
Of course you can. So it's I mean, I'll put it very crudely, this strategy. It's a very simple strategy. That suppose you and I are chained on the leg with a 10-foot chain. 10 फुट की चेन आपके पैर में भी लगा मेरे पैर में भी लगा एक चेन and we are both on the edge of a cliff. We are here now. We are both on the edge of a cliff. I am weaker than you. You're stronger than me. Right? You're India, 6 times my strength, this, that. I am weaker than you. But I still need to threaten you. I still need to threaten you. What is the only credible threat
I'll jump. That's the only credible threat?
I cannot give I'll jump as a threat because if you will jump, you will die. You will kill me also.
Right.
But you also die.
Yeah, right, okay.
I'll instead pretend to be so pissed drunk that I don't give a shit whether I live or die.
Right.
Now I give a shit that you live. Because I'm tied to you by the chain.
Right.
So for all these, I don't want to use the word armchair strategists who say, let's break Pakistan into 3, break Pakistan, it's actually going to compound your problem.
Because then there'll be 4 fronts.
4 entities to deal with. 4 entities to deal with. This was, by the way, this is one of the famous strategies that is used, again, not very well documented strategy, but a strategy that is used when you're dealing with counter-insurgency, that you don't actually take out that one guy with whom you can negotiate.
Because the vacuum will be filled by a first person.
But you kill Prabhakaran before liquidating everyone else in LTT, then the moment you kill Prabhakaran, the next 5 contenders will say, असली प्रभाकरन तो मैं हूँ. तो वहाँ आप इससे negotiate करोगे तो मैं मानूंगा नहीं क्योंकि असली representative तो मैं
हूँ. Right.
So in many ways, you have to deal with these kind of things very, very subtly. It's not as obvious as, okay, I've hung up 100 scalps for you to see that, look, they killed 26, हमने घर में घुस के double मारा. It's not going to...
No, you have to drain their economic pipeline, you have to make them starve for food and this and that, and then take out the middle-level management.
Actually, no, you basically have it to make it very difficult for the top leadership of the Pakistani military to continue to get support of their people.
Right.
That's all you have to do. Right. And to do that, you have to very clearly articulate to a common Pakistani, a common Pakistan. At the end of the day, whether we like it or not, there are 3 countries who are locked at the hip and will remain locked at the hip. And who knows, one day, if a North Vietnam, South Vietnam rapprochement can happen, if Germany and France, which have attacked each other and butchered each other for 2 world wars.
Right.
If Israel, do you know most Israeli citizens, they have a dual citizenship.
Sure, right.
They have citizenship of another country.
Yeah, US, France, one of the 2. Yeah, right.
Do you know which is the country where they have maximum number, one of the maximum number of citizenship? It's Germany. Now, मेरे को समझ में आता है कि जर्मन्स को तो थोड़ा गिल्ट कॉन्शियस होगा यार कि अरे हमने इतने मारे इनके तो इनको हमको देना चाहिए. But what is the confidence the Israelis have got to go to Germany? The confidence is rapprochement has happened. You have come to a rapprochement. So eventually the population of nearly half the population, 1/3 the population of this world lives in these 3 countries, or rather in this huge subcontinent like China, India, Pakistan.
Yeah.
Now we can choose to fight with ourselves, and we will, because as resources reduce and contenders increase, conflict is inevitable. As simple as that. When you go amongst your college friends for a dinner, I'm sure all your listeners also, all of us, we fight to pay the bill. No, मैं दूंगा. College days are over. College days में तो निकाल के
यार, हाँ, मैं लाया नहीं यार.
अभी तो यार, you have the money and I'll give. And so we all want to give. But when COVID happened and there was a lockdown, you were hiding toilet paper. So in an environment of abundance, in an environment of plenty, there is a lot of sharing. But in an environment of reducing resources, there is a lot of conflict. And we are heading towards reducing resources. We are heading towards reducing water, reducing living space, reducing equity amongst people. So we are heading towards a reduction of resources. We are seeing that already. I mean, you and I live in a fairly comfortable environment, but There are mass displacements taking place because rivers are getting polluted, so nobody can live next to them. Entire areas are turning toxic in terms of the ability to live in that space, so people are moving out. So this is all happening. These are all bigger problems that are huge, bigger problems happening. And the irony is that these Pahalgams of the world will take away the jitna climate change, green energy, one sortie of a fighter aircraft and your 55,000 BEST buses which have been converted from diesel to electric battery goes for a 6. So the bigger problems that are facing this entire region, I'm not talking about Pakistan, India, the Pakistani military or the Indian politics or whatever. The bigger problems of the region, which ironically your generation will be the ones facing.
Yes.
Not the ones who are making decisions.
Right. There's a lag to it.
A huge lag to it. Matter of fact, ironically, I'm now reached a seniority where it's my course-mates who are now going to, who are already army commanders and they're going to become army chiefs. One of them will become a chief shortly in the next. Our generation is gone.
Right.
But the decisions that our generation will take
will have direct 100% impact.
Not just they will define your life.
Yes, right.
They will define your life. They will define whether your child will be born with a chronic lung disease or not. They'll define whether you will spend your parenthood looking after a child who is chronically ill because of pollution, because she or he gets diseases because of plastic, because of contamination, because of all of those things.
Right.
But the decisions are being taken by people who, I think, have no direct skin in the game. They have skin in the game.
Absolutely spot on.
Direct skin in the game. I'll give you, this is an example I quote very often because I teach this as an example when you have to take decisions, right? It's a true story. I'm using it as a case study. Before Nirbhaya, there was another rape case that happened in Delhi. It happened in Gurgaon actually. In Sahara Mall, there was a girl who was raped and she was raped in a moving car and she was thrown out. She survived. So immediately, if the establishment's response to that is passing an order that all women who are working in malls, after 7 o'clock in the evening, after their shift is over, they should be dropped back home. Just like air hostesses are dropped and some other professions, they are dropped. And let's say the government passes this order. Delhi government passes this order. On the face of it, this order looks very good. Government has taken a right decision to protect the women. They have made the responsibility of the organization that is employing them that now you are accountable for making sure that the woman reaches home safely.
Right.
This is the order that you have given. The order which is translated by the mall owner is don't employ women.
Right. Basically, it's gotten way more expensive to employ women.
Simple.
And in 3 years' time, there will be no women working because of economic disincentive.
तो ये 5 लोगों ने तो एक लड़की का रेप किया. अब ये ऑर्डर की वजह से कितने लाखों लड़की का करियर हो गया.
Right.
Because वो रेवाड़ी में पढ़ती थी और दिल्ली में आके काम करती थी तो शी हैड इकोनॉमिक क्लाउड. शी प्रॉब्ली हैड इनफ मनी टू बी एबल टू आर्ग्यू विद द फादर कि अभी नहीं करनी शादी, 2 साल बाद करनी है शादी, बिकॉज नाउ इकोनॉमिकली शी इज ऑन हर फीट एंड शी इज प्रॉब्ली funding the education of the younger brother.
Right.
So Papa also has to listen to her. She becomes a role model. She becomes a firm base. Somebody wants to come to Pusa University to appear for a competitive exam or whatever. She'll stay with this Didi in Karol Bagh or whatever.
Right.
That entire thing goes away because of this one order.
Right.
Right.
Which is a knee-jerk reaction in that moment.
So it's not just knee-jerk. Even if you didn't jerk and you gave the same reaction after 8 days, it's still a wrong reaction.
Right. I see what you mean.
Right.
I see what you mean.
So this involves the first order of thinking, the second order of thinking, the third order of thinking. So right now is my appreciation that not only will there be planners who are sitting and planning, there will be redland teams who will say that if you do this, then I will do this.
These are countermeasure teams
Of course,
in case things go south, right?
So,
okay. Guys, if you're enjoying the clips that we are putting out on this channel, you can consume all our podcasts in small clips right here. We chunk them together and release them just for your convenience. Do not forget to press the subscribe button.